Sometimes we go too far.
Okay, how's it going, guys? Hey, Mid Carter. Yes, I am. Scotty Go Blue. What's up? Vic, Patty Cakes, Reggie J Sneaks, Lil Dude, Dan Long, Great, Brian, and Lurchy. How are you guys doing? Yeah, I asked the Furpinator if I could get Ray 6-star for the stream, and he was like, yeah, let's do it. I was like, sweet, let's do it. So, Furpinator coming in clutch. Some stuff about the weekend I'll say now, even though not many people are on. You guys can remind me to do it later, because I'm sure I'll forget. This first blurb, subject to change, of course, but Zombie Lashley gear winnable in the midweek contest, which is the faction boss. Again, subject to change. Showdown this weekend. What else was some of the other stuff that I was allowed to divulge? Oh, new update coming. Quality of life update. End of this week, early next week. No indicators what will be in it, though. So I don't know what will be in it, but QOL update end of this week, early next week as well. So Showdown on the weekend. Of course, all subject to change. Zombie Lashley gear available in the midweek contest, subject to change, the faction boss contest. And then, yeah, 6-star Ray for today's gameplay. Two Bob, how was your stream, man? Thank you for that raid. Hey, Sensei, Ali, Demon King, Zandal, Darian, McMenemy, what's up? Big Show. I mean, faction boss typically is maxable if you can clear the hardest stuff for free, so depending where it's at, great. That may or may not be accurate. You missed a lot of that? Okay. Well, to recap, it's Showdown this weekend, and then the midweek contest, i.e. faction boss, Zombie Lashley gear subject to change available to win during that. Let's stick a strap on this fella here. Do I have anything more fun that's unlocked? Probably not. We'll just use this, I guess. Have to change a skill plate, maybe. Isn't it like 100% yellow gem damage or something like that? I think, Vic? It's a lot. It's 50 or 100% yellow gem damage, if I'm not mistaken. What's up, Bill's Mafia? Fish Can't. Hey, Sting, how are you? Ba-da-bum-bum. I mean, we don't really care. Just Fury is what we want for now. Hey, Baby Ice! Yeah, Extreme Rules was awesome. I didn't get an answer on the if it was male, 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 female, female, male. Don't know about that. Titan Plate won't work on him. You need 8 blast gems. He does not make 8, so no. He'll be exactly the same with or without it. No idea whose shards are in there. I doubt it'll be Orton though, Zandel. If anything, it might be last one. I actually wouldn't use Dominator for this build either, to be honest. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Lee. He didn't say specifically, but Lashley gear subject to change will be available. But I would think either leaderboard or, I mean, it's potential it could be a milestone thing too, like final milestone. I don't know. He didn't say. So if you make the middle row into blast gems like this, the Dominator drip is just going to get in the way of triple black because it could throw ×7 multiplies in these 2 rows here that you're going to see, which we don't want. Also, a little bit RNG. You can see I have 3 loot box gems, which I don't want. Do have some red and black, but you do not want ×7 in these rows here. Right, so Dominator Drip would be a waste here, in my opinion. I don't know why you would use it, because you're going to blow these 2 up. So I'm a big no on the Dominator Drip here. Unless somebody has a different idea of how it'll work. This is the first time I've tried it, though. So, okay. It's not as much as I would have liked, but it'd be interesting to see changing out possible coaches and stuff, so I'm not sure. It's really simple, though. That's the nice thing. It's super simple. Right? You can't really mess it up. Yeah, Showdown this weekend. Let him back, yeah. Anyway, it was a really good ending to Extreme Rules. I enjoyed the pay-per-view a lot. Really good ending. Triple H is killing the storyline stuff. So, I mean, I don't know, when they're already so big, if one more is a big deal on Mem or not. Also, I mean, I got janky medals on this. How was Feud? Great. 40 million and done. By great, I mean terrible. In that I find Feud to be extremely boring now, and no reason really to play it. How building the lightsaber was amazing. Mrs. Mherex did record a bunch. I'll see about maybe doing a video. I haven't watched it, so I couldn't tell you. Yeah, for plates, EA. Well, I'm drawing a blank on what EA is. Cheap Shot or Head Games, right? I mean, I don't really know what other plate is going to be good here. You know? Escape Artist, thank you, dear you, drawing a blank. The lightsaber experience was amazing, so, I mean, I got goosebumps doing it and stuff. They play, like, the Force music during it. It was super cool. Like, it definitely worth the money. Not a big Anderson and Gallows fan. I mean, I'm fine if they come back, but I'm not particularly attached to them one way or the other. I also don't like AJ, though, so take that with a grain of salt. A lot of the plates I don't see as being amazing. You know, maybe for this, like you said, Cheap Shot, probably generic like that. Cheap Shot Head Games. Did you get them from a bag, Flo? because I know Tubob had a lot different experience than you. Yeah, so I thought it looked like him too, Baby Ice. I actually said that on my server earlier. No, it's not bad, dear you. It's not bad. What would maximize it, you think? I think maybe this, right? Because a higher chance to crit? I don't know, Jay Myers. He's not really my thing. I really don't. I couldn't tell you. I don't have a good reason. It's not because I like plenty of smaller wrestlers and stuff. Just AJ doesn't. I don't care for his promos at all. He always just sounds country redneck to me, and maybe that's part of it. He sounds the same all the time. I don't know. He's really good in ring. I just don't. I don't like him. I don't know why. Let's try head games. Why not? It's a stream. Let's put something on here. And let's do some nonsense here. So, I mean, currently, like, I enjoy Sami Zayn is easily my favorite thing in all of wrestling at the moment. Hands down, not even close. I mean, he's incredible. I'm really enjoying Sikoa coming up to the Bloodline. I feel like Sami and Sikoa have really refreshened it, like, a lot, the whole Bloodline thing, to the point where I actually enjoy it quite a bit. And it feels fresh to me, even though Roman's had the title forever. It's more about the relationships and what's happening around him, per se, than the title itself, which I'm fine with, to be honest. Do I care what I put on? Not really. I'm curious about that too, Baby Ice. So, like, I could see maybe Ciampa, like, I was enjoying him with The Miz a lot. I could see Ciampa doing a bunch of different stuff. This is ridiculous. Look at the roll that I did on this substat. Absolutely effing ridiculous, by the way. 15 triple, I rolled triple purple gem damage on that Fury too. That's freaking golden horseshoe. Stuffed up my A on that one. That'll never happen again. Yeah, Sammy's amazing, and I really have enjoyed Solo a lot too. He's a good counterpart to what the other guys do. Let's do this one. Red gem damage. Absolutely Oklahoma Thunder. Let's just go double Fury too. That's why not. Let's for science. We'll just stick these on here. But I could see Ciampa like doing a lot of different stuff. To be honest, Ciampa could fit in really well with Bray, for example. I mean, he's been really entertaining with The Miz, to be honest. I could see a DIY reunion. I mean, if you ever want to make the like all awesome tag matches, I mean, Gargano and Ciampa can have a great tag match in their sleep, you know? There's just so much going on right now, whether it's the Bray Wyatt storyline, which I hope is more Eater of Worlds than Fiend, whether it's Sammy, Solo, the whole Bailey, like the if one thing they need is they need more strong heels like Bailey on the ladies' side. And I'm sure Becky's face now, so as much as I don't like Charlotte, she needs to come back. Shayna, they really need to build her up and use her because she's a fantastic heel on the lady side. All right, let's see what we do this a little bit more, and then we'll switch out Matt and what's his face, Mherex, and see what happens. But there's just a ton of stuff going on, right? I mean, like, you got Riddle and Seth. Seth doesn't need a title, but he's amazing. I like where they're going with Riddle, making him kind of more edgy. Freaking Alpha Academy. I've said this a few times. You know what would be the perfect fit for Alpha Academy? I'd love to see them put Otis under a mask, have him go solo, let Gable go solo, be the faction leader, and call up the Creed brothers. I feel like they would fit in amazing with Alpha Academy, and I think that would be super entertaining. Yeah, I saw that too, Baby Ice. Yep. Legato should be great. What's his face? Escobar is so good. Okay, that definitely is better. 5 to 6 million. There, better. Head games and the Fury 2s helped a ton. There's just like every match I feel like matters, which is more of the difference, and then there's storylines everywhere, and they take a while, which I like. I mean, like at this point, pre Triple H booking, like Cross and Drew would have fought like 8 times already. I could see that, Brian. I'm ready for Liv to drop the title. She does better. I'm glad she, dropped the title. I don't. She does better. Not. I don't know. I don't like her as champion as much as I like her as not champion. I'm not a big Charlotte fan either, but they need the heels, so whatever. Okay, and no loot box gems this time, so this seems like a lot better spread. 539k on the Reds. 100% Big Red, so he's fine. Before 6-star, right? Like, so if you guys haven't noticed, I feel like, there we go, 7.662. This is like, this kind of, a lot of guys are gonna win turn 2 now in 6-star. If you didn't know about the kick-out buffs, it's 80 times above 75%, 40 times above 50%, and 20 times above, well, 20 times all the time, right? And the old one, or 15 rather, the old one used to be 20% above 75% health. So even when your guy is almost dead, they kick out the same as they used to at 75% life, basically. So unless you're full draining somebody, hey McLovin, how are you, buddy? How's Sharn? Moments you are used automatically as long as you have the required guys spin out. Then you just level them to make them stronger. But they're active all the time as long as you have them and you have the required guys on the specific guys. Nothing really to show. If you have them, they're being used. Yeah, that's coming this month at some point. Still to be determined. I asked about it again today, Trish. We are getting a zombie moment this month. I'm not sure exactly what it's going to look like. Yeah, Sensei, you're not, like, you're just not, you got a full drain, a mutant for sure. Like a Seth or somebody like that, you're going to have to full drain him at 6-star. So the game has evolved or changed. So it looks like double Fury head games you can expect anywhere from 5.5 to 7 mil with this build set. Super simple. Super straightforward. As long as you have one black on the 2 columns there, you're gonna do what you need to do. I think a really strong character. The coach ability is puts him over the top though, right? Like, I mean, he's not as strong per se as necessarily Seth. I think it'll be gone, HD, after this month. I don't think they're gonna keep it. I can't imagine they'll keep it. Let's see if we can do better. Anyone want to see some different build sets, or should I use some different trainers other than the multiply guys? I wonder, because the multiplies are so big. Let me try Balor. I doubt he's gonna work better because he just never seems to work right, but I wouldn't either, Flo. Still slow, funny guy Paul. Still slow. I would use Dom way ahead of Shamrock. This month's free card gonna be head and shoulders better. I wouldn't even look at him, especially since the 6-star coach ability on Dom. Really, I would take Dom to 6-star probably over almost everyone, except double geared Hall of Fame Snoop, Triple H, and Razer. Otherwise, just level Dom. Yep, I was hitting for 7 mil with the Juggernaut, but it's not as simple and you can cascade on that bullseye. So this would be like faster, more straightforward, if that makes sense. Let's see. Let's try this. I'm just curious if this will change anything. I'm doing well, big homie. How are you? No problem, funny guy. Interestingly enough, guys, like Riddle at 6-star as well at Trickster, he's going to be better than most Tricksters you're going to have. The just the way 6-star is going, unless you have a guy like Rocker Sean that's going to do all of their life, you know, in one hit, you want like a perfect high damage perfect recycler, right? A full drainer. So like Dom at Acrobat would be amazing. The problem with Dom is his shards are next to impossible right now. You just have to get lucky in the faction store during boss battle and get those defensive acro shards. I think he was like 537k per red. Okay, was it 5? If it's 537, he actually is better than Matt, interestingly enough. Oh, you're lucky, man. Dom doesn't care about perks, not really nerfable. He's completely unstoppable. I think I would take him up, and I'm sure not everyone will agree. I would take him up. Not bad. Okay. So no big deal if you don't have Matt. I would take him up over Acro Snoop, actually. As crazy as that sounds. And that might not be popular opinion. But for sure, for my roster, I would do that. Yeah, Dom does not care about his father. So basically about the same about a wash. As with Matt. Yeah, Montez and Nakamura could be interesting too. Montez scales better, especially if you have like purple running wilds, because his base is almost double of Nakamura. Nakamura is easier to use for me anyway. But yeah, Montez and Nakamura are both great. Yeah, dear you. It's just a complete pummeling. And like his gem damage on the heal gem damage goes up so much. You can already, even before like at 5-star gold, you can beat a lot of 6 stars turn 1 with Dom already. You do that and he's gonna take all but the highest health ones out turn 1. Yeah, so the other thing, Tut, is Dom is also great for showdown, so he saves your life there. I can see that, Evo, if you already have a strong defensive guy. I just feel like Dom is literally probably one of the safest choices in the game, right? Orton, looking at what he could do at 6-star and playing for turn 2 and a turn 2 hit, I could see that. Not messing with trying to do all of the nonsense on turn 1 like I do with the wild cards and stuff. I could absolutely see that. So I want to try something. It'll depend on what's his gem damage at here. Let's change this around a little bit from the multiply because we're dealing with a max 6-star. I would personally I feel like Dom is going to get a lot more turn 1 wins than Orton. Orton probably be faster to win on turn 2, if that makes sense. But I don't think we've seen Dom. Awesome bullseye. That doesn't surprise me. Warrior is really great, right? So Acro is loaded. It's not that. Yeah, that's what I was just gonna do, Lee. So he does need Hogan. So you have to keep one. So like, let's go with red, because we're making red gems. Oh, what do we got? Red and do we have red and black would be good. It's kind of random. Who do I got? Purple, green. I think it's red and blue is one of them, right? Yeah, let's do red and blue. So, Evo, you can do turn 1 if you don't care about cascading, but he isn't going to hit as hard as you want him to, right? Like, versus play turn 2, don't worry about the cascade and load him up, right? And then on turn 2, it's less nonsense, you don't miss, put an MP down, coach, and you think you're fine. Maybe you could still one-shot them on turn 1, but if you miss, it messes up more. I don't know, dude. Like, I think it's hard to say. I just not really a fan. I'd rather use Dom than do that, right? Like, that's just, but that's me. Also, I wonder, Lee, because of this, we get those 7 red gems. Let's try this. Nice, Bills. Let's try this one, Lee, and then let's try red gem percentage at the trainer, a 35 instead of the blast, because these only affect the middle row, but it is all the reds. The JBL should be big here, I would think. Of course, we have no reds in those two, one red in those 2 columns, but we do have blues. What's up, Donjay? How are you, buddy? Hey, Smoke One. We do have some blues. Possibly Evo, right? So JBL in this middle row should be pretty nasty. We're still hitting almost as hard as the multiply on the red with the 20%er. Plus we get the bonus in the middle. So I would think this is going to hit pretty hard. Zero cascade. That was kind of gross. I don't think that was net. That was pretty bad. Let's try again. Let's try again. Just tricolor. Bill's Mafia. I'm trying to... So, you got the sub, the destroy move, and then the buff move. You don't hit the buff move until after the sub, because it just wastes time and it's 1 turn. You hit the sub, you have almost on, you have the breaks everywhere. Almost adds almost 100%. All heart adds 100% to 2 colors. Then you hit your buff move as many times as you can without blowing up the board. Then you blow up the board with the buff move and all of the stacks of that other stuff going on. And almost you can get, you know, probably 300-400% boost, blow up the board, redo it, drain them with the sub. It works pretty well. Hey, Grimlock. Warrior's incredibly versatile. For a lot of people, if you don't get a lot of chases, like, Warrior should probably be your 6-star, honestly. If he's one you got and you don't get a lot of them, he's super versatile. Not maybe for if you're like really big roster, have almost every character. Pretty crappy board again. It's the only thing I don't like about it. I feel like, Lee, we got to get a better board for sure here, so I'll run it a few times. He's certainly not bad by any stretch. I want to see some more red multis with this set. No cascade again. It's too bad there isn't a red 45%er like we have for yellow. What about blue set for who? Evo? Literally, I have only tried this set so far at 6-star on Ray. If we're talking about Ray. I just, so the Juggernaut gem is going to hit harder, I think. It's just more messing around, right? Like, so that's the question. Kind of like we were just talking about with Orton. Do you want to set up the 5-match, the 3-match, mess around with all that, or do you just want to blow and go, so to speak? You know what I mean? Okay, board, just don't cooperate. Like, this is normal Mherex here when you want it. Can't get more than 1 red gem to see. Whereas this is just click, click, boom, you know what I mean? So it really depends on what you want to do. The Juggernaut gem, I would bet when it goes right at 6-star. Oh man, if I could hit 7 million at 5-star, you would think 10-ish? There's a cascade finally. 10-ish maybe, but I don't know that it's enough. Evo, right? Like, I don't know what's enough anymore. You think 15? We can find out. Yeah, Vic. Nice, Arkham. No comment, Baby Ice. I don't think I could possibly give a shout out to Limp Bizkit. But, you know, if it happened on accident, I really just want one decent board with this before I train trainers and coaches. Who are we talking about now, Evo? Are we talking about, or I'm confused now. Because Ray's got blue moves too, and we've been talking about Orton and Ray mixed in. Apparently, I cannot get any red gems on the board now. Ray? Okay. Well, let's try. I think that all of these seem very similar, right? In damage. They've seemed very similar so far. Juggernauts will hit harder for sure. You're confusing. Orton has the boost. Evo, that would be Orton. No, it won't change. It's next month. Raise 6 is these crazy multiplies, which you can pick 2 rows. One more try. One more try. Yeah. I mean, it seems like most of the 6 stars are boosts these days, so I get it. Whatever, game. You can just piss off. Again, showdown this weekend, guys. And midweek boss battle. Subject to change. Zombie Lashley gear should be obtainable. Don't know if it's leaderboard, prize wall, or what. I have no information on that. Just subject to change. It will be there. No, I don't believe he does, Evo. That would be busted. Good. We'll double check after this, because I think we've mostly seen he's gonna hit 4 to 6 mil or so, you know, maybe 7 on a really good one, depending on what you're running. And this is with 2 Fury 2s, 2 sets of double Fury 2. So you're probably not squeezing a ton more out there. Unless you have 100% gem damage trap or 50, because this is a crappy 5%er. The preview one I got. Let's see what else. What can we do with these? Because they're sick. They're 7 MP too. Choose 8 gems to destroy, blah, blah, blah. So, actually, Evo, you could do this and lay the reds over them. Put the rows next to each other. And while it's not choose, you could get 6 of them. Keep running double, whatchamacallit? I don't know how hard that's gonna hit. Let's do it this way. Oh, this is a preview one specifically for previews, Bills Mafia. This actually, the strap I've equipped him actually isn't my own strap. I only use it on preview guys. Sometimes I put my own on for previews, but I don't always. Like sometimes I use the Rainmaker. Once in a blue moon, I get a bee in my bonnet and decide I want to use a higher gem damage one. Let's try this. Do you think the multiply gems will override the blast gems? I want to try sub first to get the blast gems out, then lay the multiplies, and then use the red over the multiplies, and then get the blasts maybe too. Let's find out. I think the multiplies might overwrite the blasts because they're... I don't know what gets priority though, I don't remember. Yeah, I can't remember to be honest, Evo. I thought multiply might have priority, but Lord knows, right? And we want two next to each other. This has got red around it, so let's go these two and see. I don't know what I'm doing yet, so, you know, let's just dink around with it and find out. I feel like it will. It does. Hey, what's up, Yojo? How are you, buddy? This might be on to something. Yeah, that's kind of delicious. No, still about the same. Still about the same. Yeah, so Brian, I've said for a long time, they should put managers in the game as a one-time use per match. You don't have to reload, essentially like props that only work on offense, so they don't screw you on defense. But like you click it and you automatically kick out, your manager pulls your foot on the rope sort of thing. Low blow, you automatically pin them or do XYZ damage, something like that. So this could be good, Evo, if they ever... I mean, with one of the subplates, right? You get some extra percentage out of them. We don't have a red one yet. But this could be decent. Recycling is kind of sketchy, I suppose. And it doesn't hit hard enough probably to matter, but this is the closest to a choose red he gets. Ooh, I like this layout right here. Yeah, I do. These two rows is pretty smexy. Boom, boom, boom. That's gonna go there. Yeah, let's row break. Yeah, this should be good. No cascade, no recycle. Ended up being trash. Yeah, I don't like this, Evo. Hold on. What does the Juggernaut gem do again exactly on the end of its countdown? Hold on, hold on, hold on. Nah. Try black, black, blue. Which, Hi, Momo. Black, blue. Which ones? You got... I'm assuming this one? Hey, Moshmo. How are you, good boy? You gonna walk on the keyboard? And... this one? Like so? That would make sense. And black, yeah, that would make sense, Lee. Because then we know we're gonna get 3 reds. Actually, maybe we put them together and still get 6 reds. Like, let's see what happens here. Hey Mex, how are you? No arguments there. This is a very nice spot. I mean, this is about as hard a hit as I think we'll have seen the whole time. That's a lot of red. It's gonna get all of them. So this should probably be the hardest hit. Yeah, and we also lose any of the multiply coaches and the extra gem damage trainer too this way. They all seem very similar, like damage-wise. I think the Juggernaut is going to hit the hardest. We can try that during the stream too, Evo, the Juggernaut build, because I didn't use double Fury 2s at all during the preview, so he's going to hit way harder than that too. So you might be closer with your 15 than me with my 10. I'm sure they will. I absolutely agree they will hit super hard. I wish we could work this in with the Juggernaut move and a crazy tricolor nonsense. I feel like if you had those multiplies out when it went off, holy moly, dude. I just don't know if you can work it in without somebody messing your board up, you know? It's an interesting idea, though. This is set up pretty okay, too, actually. You imagine these multiplies with the jug move, Evo? Woo. It might be worth trying to set it up. It would hit so hard. Might be worth trying to set it up. Let's do... Do I want to do that instead? Do I care? No? Yes? No? I don't know. Nice cascade. 7.8. Hanson, showdown this weekend. Don't know, male, female, female, male, female, female, no idea. Jugs multiply sub. Yeah, and just hope something's in the right spot. Maybe Evo, let's find out. Midweek boss battle, subject to change. Z Lashley gear is on there. And end of this week or next week, QOL quality of life update. No idea what's going to be in it. I was not allowed to have that information at this point. So, no idea. Nope, no idea on that. Hey, miss you too, Hanson. First time in forever we haven't been in a faction this month in years together. Maybe Bullseye. I can if I do it for a Monday stream thing, maybe. I haven't asked yet. It might be fun though, because I think Riddle's gonna be ridiculous. All right, let's see if we can figure this out. What's gonna go where? We know we want the Juggernaut gem move, and we know we want the multiply move. The problem, though, Evo, is I can't load 3 colors if I put the sub in there. Sub is blue. Now, that being said, though, still blue here. All right. A black match would get it all loaded in time. In feud. Sub, black match, to bluey, right? No, because it'll be on your turn, right? It'll be on your turn. Let's find out how this looks. I mean, so if you had an MP down coach, right? You could just do it this way. Because it's gonna go off as soon as my turn hits, right? So you get the jug buff. Just see what you keep, I guess. You overwrite a lot of the multiplies too. It's gonna be ridiculous though. Although I managed to miss everything. Not surprising, it's me. Let me put Dom on there. Right? I mean, only I can do that. I mean, this board full of blast and multiply gems, and yeah, I can miss it all, don't worry. I did get the black match, though. Oh, he's really good damage, for sure. We just want to make him next level damage. That's the goal. You would need to, yeah, unless we're gonna be one short. You'd have to have Elias, and then you would be short turn one. It just won't work. It won't work. Unless matchy match perks are there. No, you're one short because you have 2. Santa is +3. A 3 match is 5. Your turn is 6. You'd be one short. No, Titan Plate doesn't work with the sub, Cody, sadly. You'd be one short, Evo, assuming no matchy match perks. If matchy match perks, then you're fine. I mean, you could absolutely use a prop. You could absolutely use a prop in feud, for sure. Anyway, I want to see what it hits like, just assuming there's at least a 1 MP on a match. I'm just curious what it would hit for. Anyway. Yeah, that was only one. It is totally hopes and dreams. I'll tell you what, though. This would be great in boss battle. Except you can't tick your Juggernaut gems. Alright, now there's no way I'm gonna miss this, right? Apparently I can. That still hit for 10 mil. It's gonna get, so The thing is, do you want quick and easy or do you want big boom? Yeah, I missed 2 13s though. 26 blue gems buffed is probably what? I don't know, a lot of millions. A couple more million? 12, 15? All right, let's go back to this here. So the good thing with this, yeah, for sure, Lee, 100%. Agreed. Do not like that. How would I play against another 6-star Bills Mafia? There's only competitive game modes, and I can't do that. Maybe. I don't think you would need it, Evo, because we swiped, so we got 1 red MP. We happen to have a blue red match, but we had 1 MP. You know what I mean? Also, we're gonna override our jugs because we have the board too full. But we're gonna get the buffs go off before, so we're also gonna get the buff of the new ones with the other ones exploding. So we're gonna get even more, I think. This should hit, I don't know, a lot. 24 boosts. 13 mil with 24 boosts. You have to swipe to get the Juggernaut to go off, sadly, Bullseye. So it'll always be the same. He hits really strong, right? I mean, like, he still hits really strong. I just don't know, like, is it worth messing that much with? Yeah, what was it, 13? And that was a really good one, because I got a red swipe, right? So, is it worth messing that much with compared to just the black gems and going really fast, right? Like, what's better? I don't know. But he's super good, right? If he was a tech, oh, you know, or if he was a trickster, that's my thought too. Grimlock, you know, just win on turn 2 with your second blow up, but it's also depends. So much having moved to a lower feuding faction this month. I can tell you the faction you're in makes a huge difference. For sure. Like, huge difference. I don't hardly run into anyone with, even if they have a crap ton of 6 stars, it's not even kind of like feuding against Haven and Booty and Woken, right? Like, I think I saw those 3 factions maybe one time all feud. Mostly I'm going against, you know, 10 to 15 rank factions, and even if they have the huge rosters, they're just different. You do have more potential for damage this way, for sure. I guess it depends on what you care more about. Either way, I think Ray has a really good kit and is really strong. But when you compare him to, say, like Seth with the 100% kick out, that's more, I think, what we're talking about as a fighter goes. I think Seth and KO... Actually, KO can miss, right? For sure. Seth, you're not really going to miss, and even if you miss a little bit, you're still going to kill him next turn. Because he refills his moves, pretty much, so... I mean, the finisher is there to bail you out. He can. Seth can. Everybody can lose to everybody. It depends how you have them set up. I would take Seth against sub guys. In fact, I do all the time. Not that I use him in feud too much, but I use him a lot in Showdown at 5-star gold. Yeah, the KO is more a boss battle stip kind of guy. I would use Ray before I'd use KO for feud, certainly. Even if KO could hit harder, I would certainly use Ray before KO. Now, interestingly though, one thing we haven't looked at, Mutant Link, Hansen, and Double Red MP Trainer. Triple Red, Mutant Link, because it's such a nerf to their MP. And then Double Red MP Trainer, Santa Hogan, as much red as you can. But the Mutant Link is ridiculous. 609k base finisher. Yeah, the normal way. Yep. There is this too. Not you. This is no joke. But if we go with the multiply gems to choose to destroy, we lose out on the finisher trainer, but you get a bunch of multiplies. So let me switch gem around here. Not gem, this thing. I'm gonna lose Fury too. You guys think it's worth it? Actually, let's try first this way before I switch. No, NWO play to 6. It absolutely would work on this, by the way. NWO play would work on this for sure. And that would be the play. In fact, this is how I would run him for boss battle with the NWO plate, because you shouldn't... You would have to do something with this. You would need to use... Once he's loaded, though, this should be easy to reload, you would think. Because you can choose where to put it. Anyway, but you would need the +2 red matchy. So 6 would be 10. And then you wouldn't use the double MP trainer. And then you would just grow the finisher with that NWO plate every time. Should be really good for boss battle once you get started. It just depends on... There's a lot of choosing, though, so maybe not. But that's a really high finisher damage base. Really high. So... I'm going to try it this way, and then I'm going to try buffing the piss out of the finisher. You would think so, Grimlock. Yeah, that first turn you're not going to do a lot, but you'd think you'd be able to really build it once you got rolling. I would think so. Of course, thinking that and doing it are two different things sometimes. We don't need Dom anymore. This is still Fury 2s and no red move damage metal. So obviously he would be well over a mil on the finisher with a regular metal. But let's stick with Fury 2. We get to choose our rows. That's the big thing. Is we get to choose our rows, right? So frickin'. 1 2 1 2. So 3 reds here and a black. So that recycles everything. Not that I think we're gonna need to. And 2 reds here. So we're gonna get 5 reds. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, a black, and let's do 2 blue. Okay, 4 mil. That's probably not going to get a lot harder than that. Depends on the character, Bill's Mafia, and what you're trying to do. Seth, I don't start. I use 1 on Mutant Seth. So 1 in X-Pac, so a 3 match gets me loaded in boss battle. It really depends on what you're trying to do. So a lot of it doesn't add up to as much damage as you would think. It's mainly the boosts and a few specific things that give you a ton of damage. A lot of your starters don't add up to a lot of damage necessarily. The sub ones being an exception because the sub happens instantly. So adding more turns gives you way more damage in the same amount of speed. So the sub ones is one of the exceptions. That actually wasn't bad. That's about as hard as that's going to hit though, 4 mil. So let's do this. I do not have the metal bits for this, but whatever. Not yet, Bullseye. Been messing around with Ray. I mean, honestly, you're going to want to use Seth. And KO like normal. Zombie Edge should be solid with the yellows. He's got decent animation, but still, I mean, the main thing for boss battle, honestly, is the boss breakers. If you have somebody with a neutralize, you don't need to worry about the shield. If you have somebody healing, you take way less damage. If you have somebody with exhaust, you're taking way less damage. So you get your, a couple damage dealers, and then when you are being carried, it's not, if you have somebody useful, you're not actually being carried, and then you can win fast and easy. If you don't have somebody useful when you're being carried, then it's a problem. So don't be that guy that's just like, hey, carry me through. I actually plan on doing a boss battle thing. The breakers make a huge difference. Exhaust, I think mine is level 8 on my Undertaker Hall of Fame. It's like 45%. It gets up to like 50%. It halves their damage. You can do it almost every turn. It's huge. Focused? I haven't decided on one yet, Black Chapters. But mainly make it easy to get through for you when they're carrying you. Then you get your points. At level 10 every turn, right, McMenemy? Yep. Exhaust is great. Healing is great. So, it's only going to be 1.5 mil HD. Not as bad. And that's if you break all 10. Sub gems should overwrite trap gems. So I don't think it'll be a big deal. I mean, it's designed to work with the sub, although it doesn't really need the sub. I mean, you could throw this out there if it's not enough, which could be interesting. You're going to buff your blue gems the second time around. Technically, it would recycle. You're choosing what you destroy, though. Or you could throw this out for the damage. The problem with Zombie Lashley is the animations are super slow. So he should hit geared well, maybe 20 mil-ish. But you're probably at best going to get 2 cycles per turn. At best. Sometimes you might not even get 2. Is the downside there. Ooh. Zombie Edge is a good one. So we're at 1.8 million without a medal. I mean, honestly, you probably should just sub them. But whatever. Have the sub in case you don't finish them for turn 2, I guess? Question mark? I don't know. A finisher. 2.5 million. NWO plate. Double takedown. I mean, still though. Still, you're going to be in that 4 to 5 mil range, right? I mean, that's just where you're probably going to end up no matter what you use most of the time. Which I think is by design. Bill's Mafia, in a word, not really. No. So even that's 3.3 million. I mean, like, Ray seems like no matter what you do, it's gonna be pretty solid. And you can do a lot of different stuff. I think, you know, if you had 100% move damage strap or something like that, or takedown with a 200%er, I think you could probably end up upwards of like 5 mil with this. Seems kind of like Super Stacy without the stun, potentially, right? I mean, without the stun, obviously not as good as Super Stacy, but I don't know. Anything else you want to see with him, Lee, Evo, anyone else? Hey, MJ, how are you? I would say Showdown Promoter to get it over with quicker. You know what I mean? Those Showdown Promoters make a big difference. NWO plate should be able to hit 4 or 5 mil with the finisher too. He's solid. I would probably just do this. And then I would be able to slow him down if I needed to. And then have blast gems on the board. Why not? But I would load the finisher first, probably. For feud, I would use Ray over KO. I really think I would. The other thing we haven't talked about is this. 6-star gives you this. 3 extra gems at coach is ridiculously overpowered. Razer for anyone that uses Razer the right way and doesn't use them the dumb way. Using it the right way, I'm looking at Evo, but Evo, this would be amazing on Razer, right? That alone is ridiculously good. Right? I mean, this is basically Razer in the coach spot. One less. Yeah, Brian, there you go. The dumb way is destroying a bunch of multiplies, Grimlock. The smart way is choosing greens into the multiplies. A lot of people at the start were just destroying a bunch. There you go. Yes, then you play smart. A lot of people at the start were just destroying a bunch of multiplies, put Sin Cara on to destroy more multiplies. Yeah. No. I think might wrap Ray up then, unless anyone wants to see anything else. But boss battle, really, it's really, as I see it, simple. And feud is kind of silly at this point, right? Like, I mean, last feud, I was done in 3 hours, I maxed it, and I just used one character the whole time. I just used HBK because a 60k unique win is nothing. So I just clicked a couple buttons and won every match right away and didn't screw around with any of it. The key to feud now is having 6 stars because they're worth so many points. If you have a bunch of 6 stars, feuding is cake because you get other big 6 stars. If you don't, feud takes forever because there's no points to be had. Luckily for me, I have a bunch of zombies so I could fill all the lines except the top bonus line. And I just went ham with as big a lineup as I could to try and pull 6 stars because there were some brawls I got 5 million points in one brawl with a promoter using one card the whole time. I think I went up against 6 stars and just HBK'd them all super quick. Feud has become literally throw a big roster up and that's it, right? Because of the way it's set up. You get a huge bonus for a 6 star, everything else, unless they have the unique win of 150k or more, it's not worth your time. Well, so Sensei, it really depends, I suppose, on what you mean. Godflow, scoring was stupid. That was the dumbest feud in a long time. And it's broken, right? You have a bunch of 6 stars, you win easy. You don't, it's way harder. If you can pull 6 stars, then you're fine. If you can't pull 6 stars, good night. It's just going to be a slow, long grind. So the thing with boss battle, I think, is it's not stale in the sense that these things don't really matter. So that's the sense that it's kind of stale. What matters is your breakers. That's what really matters. So, like, for example, you're better off going all in on one card with one breaker because, like I said, anytime I have to use this slot, even though the taker's not going to do a bajillion damage or anything, he's still going to do reliable damage, and then my team isn't going to take any damage, especially when it's 10. So I'm investing in him, and when I need to get through stuff with my other card, he will make it much easier on my team. Boss battle is literally about making it easy on your team, the way I see it right now, right? This makes it easy on my team. He's 6 star. That makes it easy on my team. Even if he's not the solution, you don't always have the solution. You can't always have the solution if it's not Seth or KO, right? But this will make it easy for whoever has the solution. It's actually so Sensei. 3 Seths won't get it done sometimes now, to be honest. You're like last boss battle, you needed for 20s, you needed one of the you needed 1 or 2 of the exhausts to survive the hit, right? So at the high end, it's not the same, really. There is a combination where you're using 1 or 2 Seths or a Seth and a KO. Yes, that's true. There you're essentially the best damage dealer right now, right? But the other things, the combinations are important. Like if you have a level 10 healer, it heals your whole team, keeps you in the game just enough to get 1 more turn off, sort of thing. So pick a healer, preferably someone like Gable who can heal himself, like Dom who can heal himself, Sammy, Booker T. In the end, it doesn't really matter who you pick, but once you get that heal maxed, you're healing your whole team every turn by 30% of their life. Makes a huge difference, right? Could be Sammy, could be Dom, doesn't matter. Pick one, stick with them, level them up. take him to 6-star. It really won't matter in feud. This is what I'm saying. Have your 6-star solution in feud, whether it's Rocker Sean, whether it's Gable, whoever it is you use. Umaga certainly is a solution at 6-star. Yep, sometimes you can heal him twice, right? So boss battle is about making the fight easier, which is those. At Chaotic, it's a really easy choice right now. Seth or KO. Seth is harder to stop. KO is harder to play, but played right, I've seen KOs do just as much or more damage than Seth. Yeah. Umaga's ridiculous, Grimlock. The last boss battle was set up for him, right? Somebody has to break the shield, correct. That's where the neutralize comes in. Neutralize you can get by much lower. I don't have a 10 yet, but I'm getting close, Sensei. No, Gable is 9. Hopefully next month. And I have not spent for any boss breaker currency. Neutralize level 7 is high enough to get it when you need it for the shield. I think level 6 is high enough most of the time. Obviously, higher is better. But neutralize, if you focused on one, there should be no issue of having neutralized to a useful level in the chaotic slot. Chaotic also has the most good choices, whether it's Seth, whether it's KO. Umaga's ridiculous. He's clearly the best trickster, not even close, and it was pretty obvious. Just faster Evo. 9 and 10 would just make it faster. Honestly, once I get him to 8, I will probably save my currency should I end up going a different direction at Chaotic, or start putting time once again on him, or something like that. But this is the Chaotic is ridiculously loaded, right? Orton should be solid at boss battle too. You got Seth, KO, I mean, you know, Riddle's okay, but like a yellow one, like if there's a purple one, Ford is ridiculous. Warrior is a great sub boss battle. So if you don't have Seth or KO, like Warrior is a great stand-in for boss battle. He can grow his damage with the buff, blows up the board. You can have a sub plate. Warrior's a great one. So if I didn't have, like, let's say, because Warrior a lot more people got than other months, if I didn't have these two, this would be for sure the chaotic superstar I would level up for boss battle. And I would just invest neutralizing him and take him 6 stars so he could live a long time. Nope, does not have to swipe. Right here. No swipes needed. Throw all all heart on him to buff purple and green, and you're gonna get your gems back on the board because you're blowing up the board. This is my favorite set for Warrior, by the way, by far. I wouldn't mess with this too much. You can, but I wouldn't mess with it too much. I'd let the all heart do the work. Just keep blowing up the board in boss battle. Probably you could hit it sometimes at the end if you didn't have enough time to choose your destroy, but like if you don't have those other two guys, Warrior would be fantastic as a backup plan. Chaotic's loaded. There's a lot of good choices. Orton's been decent in a lot of them. He should be decent in this one. So Chaotic is just loaded. Otis even could be solid, actually, with a Titan plate. So Chaotic's not hard. Focused is one I don't have figured out yet, to be perfectly honest. I don't have Focus figured out. I haven't invested in a breaker too far yet. You can see I have a ton of currency. This one is quite good at times. This one can be good. Maxed out, it's way better than low, but you need a bunch of people. Focused, yeah. Focused, the currency-wise and stuff, the boss breaker gets used the least. Safe bets, Rocker Sean is going to be solid, at least. Roman's going to be solid. They're super rare. Roman's super rare, so whatever, right? There's just not a lot of great choices at Focused. I could see, I don't know. It's just, there's not a lot of great choices in general. Kofi potentially could keep growing his damage. I could see Kofi being decent, actually, at Focused. Potentially. Okay. Given the right plate. Memrock can be good. Yeah, actually Big E can do okay. Edge is okay. Yep, solid. And that's really what you're going for. But I wouldn't worry about investing in Boss Battle. Snoop's great too, Zandel, at Focused yet. I feel like Boss Battle's still evolving, and Focused is more the one that there's not a clear defining, yes, this is the best yet, or the best way to go. So what I would do is get one of your neutralized guys to 8 and then start banking your neutralized currency. You know what I mean? And wait to see how it evolves after that. Get a healer to 10. They're always going to be useful. Get an exhaust to 10. They're always going to be useful. No coincidence that those two are my 6 stars because strictly took him for boss battle. Plus, I had the Hall of Fame tokens, and I don't have a good Undertaker, right? So it just fills it what's the word? Diversifies my roster, right? So I mean, typically I do have the powerhouse trainer. Typically though, this is what it looks like, and then Focused, I just run whoever I can do the most damage with. This is my worst carry spot, quote unquote. Typically I carry with my Seth. I still need to switch over his strap. I can gain a little bit more damage there. I would love to heal with my Gable, but good, really, really good Seths are harder to find than good healers, actually. You can heal well with just your boss battle maxed. Not everyone plays Seth as well as they could. I think last boss battle, one battle alone, I did 540 million damage with Seth, I think. And that wasn't that's definitely not the most I've ever done in a boss battle. But he can do a lot of damage if played right. So these two are the really important ones, and a good Seth. If I could, he'll be my first 6-star for sure. What's the right way to play Seth? Don't give up your stacks, first off. And second, have enough health. It does, Evo. You need enough health to live, whatever that is. Sometimes it's 2 set of vitality, sometimes it's a 1 set. And don't give up your stacks. Not necessarily. Yes and no. So, you know how the boss does a turn where he makes your... Here. So, right way to play Seth, most of the time. For boss battle is like this. Grimlock, good KO players are even more rare than good Seth players. KO is much harder to play well, in my opinion. Seth is more about the setup, then he's really easy to execute. KO is a wild card, and you have to play him by feel. Seth is just setting him up properly, and then he's really easy to execute once you have him set up right. Yeah, how many good KO players do you know, McMenemy? It is really easy to be a bad KO player. So if you have NWO, Hogan, you would use him. I don't, so I use X-Pac. See, thank you, McMenemy. You just made my point for me. And then Red MP right here. So this is the trainers. This is Red MP. I personally go in with Red MP up if I need to. It doesn't work on turn 1, coach, but after turn 1, absolutely. NWO plate. 100% NWO plate. Scopely does not know or care how it works. So for a while, when there was red move damage, it buffed the sub. They fixed that, but red move damage still buffs the sub at metals and the plate. So you run NWO plate, and your sub gets stronger every time. This is a must. It's a non-factor. Yes, Zandel, I would. And then a tier 5 metal of some sort. The 3 extra turns and 20% more damage, I cannot get away from on Austin. I absolutely feel like I need it to hit my max potential. Now, what Evo is saying with Alundra is when the boss does the thing where he makes your MP take 9 more, you have 2 choices. You can sit there the whole time and not do any swipes and save your stacks. Or if the board lays out right, you can, if there's like a 5 match you can swipe into, swiping once won't drop your stacks. So there are times when if my team is behind in damage and the board sets up right, I will take 1 swipe and then use some show of hard ups, or destroy a board prop sort of thing, or choose to destroy. They've been giving those out during boss battle to load him, and then continue on. What Evo is saying with Alundra is your 3 match becomes 5, so you don't miss nearly as much. Typically, though, I spend most of the time that turn waiting and saving my stacks, and then go back to spamming. Yeah, so if it's just red MP, make sure your purple's loaded, right? If it just nerfs the red MP cost, then you load as purple, and that bails you out. Also, to start, if you don't have a red match, this can bail you out as you get purple matches to get red on the board. Now, the finisher, very, very important. Sometimes your sub just fails to connect, and then you use the finisher to break red gems and fill the sub without giving up your stacks, because it doesn't count as a turn. So basically, your entire goal of Seth is to keep doing damage without giving up your turns. Yes, coach, you absolutely can do that. What you just said. Yeah. If your red move is done, you can set up that into a swipe into a ton of red to prepare for the next turn. And in Evo's case, if he's using Alundra and he's doing that right, he can probably make up for the loss of Austin. I found most of the time with the finisher, I can make it work even without Alundra. So boss battle is literally, well, people, I could see why for a lot of people maybe it's the same old, same old. The higher boss battle, there is quite a lot of nuances to, and most of it is getting set up to survive. You need to survive the prerequisite amount of turns to do enough damage to win, right? So this boss battle, he heals. You obviously got to kill him before he heals, or which class has the heal nerf? I'm trying to remember which one has the heal nerf. I don't remember right off. Which style, rather. Is that... Of course it's chaotic. Great. All the goods, yeah. So that one is rough, because neutralize is so dang good, and before that, like, at least at the start of faction boss, I mean, everyone was, man, it's time, it's time, it's time, because it's really good. It is really good. This one will be clutch on the heal. There's just a lot of different... Yeah, exactly, Grimlock. Yeah, Evo. I can see both ends. I can play around it. I can play around it typically, and I get a lot more damage out of Austin playing around it, typically. But it's whatever works. I've used a Lunder before too. Attitude Era Trickster? I don't know right off. Absolutely. Time once again is really clutch. Chaotic has got the best breakers across the board. It's not even close. They're all useful. Like, all useful. So really it's about managing the boss and what you have with you and stuff. The worst, crap. I have crap. I need to change it. It's absolute garbage. And I lose a bunch. So I'm going to switch it out before this next boss battle because I finally got a decent one. Oops, come back. That's just straight gravy for Seth. Well, that depends, Zandel. If I was feuding with Seth, I would go Gem Damage, Fury 2, Triple Red. NWO plate, Triple Red? No question, Fury 2. So, boss battle, I care about the move damage. Right? 280%, that's with this. You want to be over 200% before the NWO plate. You need the NWO plate. Everything after 200 is gravy. Before this, I was able to do it with double takedown, but it wasn't as good. The vitality was needed last boss battle to survive. Couldn't survive without the vitality. So this is my typical setup with lots of vitality stats. Now for feud, 100%, stack as much Fury as you can, triple red, buff the red gem damage, hit the sub, blow up the board, and then repeat. For feud. Finisher is going to get buffed, so when they're in finisher range, you just finisher into... Yes, Seth will hands down be my first Powerhouse 6-star with Powerhouse tokens, not counting Hall of Fame Taker. Yeah, Grimlock. No question. So the reason I say Seth, eventually they're going to fix the stupid move damage working on the subs. And by the way, move damage works on every sub in boss battle. So let's say you want to do more damage with Gable during boss battle. I mean, he's got a bajillion health anyway. You can go ahead and run him with his Juggernaut move, which you should be. And and the blue sub, and then load him up with sub trainers and blue move damage on the metals. And he will do a little bit extra sub damage. Not a ton, but I'm sure you've all been in a boss battle fight where you end up losing by a couple million. That could make the difference. So the move damage works on every sub. Eventually they're going to fix that. And then Seth is going to do his static, like, whatever it is, damage on his sub. He will still be able to grow his red gem damage, however. And he will still be able to grow the finisher. So, in that regard, Seth is always going to be useful unless they take red moves out of the equation completely. Because even when they fix it, Seth will still be a great neutralize option. Because you can just run triple red. And you're never going to give up your turn either. And you're going to buff your red gems and your finisher the whole time. It won't be as fast or as good or as easy as it is now. But he will still certainly be useful. So he's not a bad investment. So for those reasons, I will take Seth to 6-star. Because he can do he does move damage, he does sub damage, and he does gem damage. Why am I using him over KO? Because that's what I got strapped into. My Seth does well enough that, I mean, my KO was like really good. I was using him all the time. And then I got switched to Seth. One boss battle, and almost every time since then, it's always been, Mherex, we need you to use your Seth. I'd prefer to use Gable and heal, because it's lazy and fun, and it's just hilarious to me to not die forever. So I ended up quit using KO and kept going with Seth because I had what I needed. Basically, the first time was because I had an NWO plate. Oh, so this is a great question. I think Lashley is fine in the sense that he's gonna take 2 or 3 turns to win. He's a perfect recycle, so it's not a big deal, right? Like, I mean, that's the reality of 6-star right now, is that most of the time, barring a couple characters, the normal person is just going to take 2 and 3 turns to win in feud, for example. All of that on Lashley at 6-star, he's probably going to hit 3.5 to 4 million, I would think, on his cycle. On turn 1, probably win turn 2 or turn 3, recycles flawlessly, so that's fine. I don't see a problem with that, if that's the route you want to go. It's hard for me to get away from Gable for his all-around utility. That being said, there are plenty of other options besides Gable. Kickout certainly isn't as fun for him now, because everything's not a one-shot win with him. It does take a little bit longer. He still wins easy, but it takes a little bit longer. Showdown Link with Otis is very much like the Fashion Police. After that, Showboat is really interesting to me. I could see Bulldog being super interesting actually at 6-star, especially when you look at the fact that he could use 2 black moves into a finisher and the drip plate becoming more available. Yep, Vic, Gable is going to win. Just depends how long it's going to take. He's super good, right? I could see Punt Kick Orton being very viable and useful in feud. RK Bro Orton. I certainly could see Woods. If Woods wasn't K out here, let's go to class. Showboat's really interesting. I think there's a lot of good choices. Ford, the base damage on that purple is ridiculous. If you have any kind of purple running wild in particular, it's double of what Nakamura is. A little bit harder to run smoothly, but that's your base that you're working off of. Shinsuke as well, like Ford, I think easier to manipulate. Also possibility with the multiply gems to be like HBK Rocker Sean Light. Woods in boss battle likely will never give up his turn and keep growing his moves. He just happens to be chaotic. Those high damage moves are just going to get higher, and the ray plate is going to go off all the time, right? So Woods would be ridiculous in boss battle, I would think, and he's going to heal himself the whole time doing it. So if he wasn't chaotic, he would for sure 1000% be my next Showboat. So to me, Woods, Nakamura, Ford, Orton, Davey Boy, Zombie Lashley, all pretty interesting possibilities at Showboat. I think they all have uses. I personally, correct. You commit to the full drain. If you can't do the full drain, you're not going to pin and win, and then you'll just win the next turn. Not the end of the world. Woods in boss battle, really simple. Red, yellow, yellow. He generates 18 yellow gems with that red. You're always going to connect. for Woods. So the two high damage yellow moves with the Ray plate. So they get harder each time. So Lost in the Woods, Shining Wizard, and Jumping Hook Kick. He's gonna not have to swipe, so he's never gonna give up his turn. Potentially, I would probably do the yellow matchy match, the +2 on a yellow match, and Rikishi, because most of your damage is gonna come from the Ray plate. Very minimal from the trainers. That's a one-time thing only at the start, and it never grows. It doesn't stack with the buff, right? So it doesn't really matter. So I would go whoever the yellow is on the matchy match, and Woods. Not Woods, Rikishi. So every 3 match is 6 MP. I would just probably make my life easier. So the version that's yellow, Dom. So Dom and Rikishi. If you don't have Dom, then Rikishi. So, but yeah. But yeah, you don't have to swipe, so the Ray plate is never going to unstack. So you just keep, and you're going to heal yourself with the heal gems. So you just keep going, and every turn he gets stronger. I don't remember the speed of his animations, but that's how I would take Woods for boss battle. He'd be another really good chaotic one. Aggressive is the exhaust. I like exhaust at aggressive. So Davy Boy, pretty strong, Jin. Pretty strong. Very consistent. At 6-star, you can do a consistent 5 to 6 million with 3 clicks. So Davy Boy goes up to 5 columns of snowfalls. Right here, this goes up to 5, and it makes yellow gems. So you can hit the Samoan drop, this, and then destroy them in recycle. And with the drip plate, you're going to have multiply gems underneath it. Only you likely will catch almost all of the 12 times 7. So I could see this being a really good moveset at 6-star for British Bulldog with a drip plate later on. Not necessarily now, but when drip plate becomes more readily available, Bulldog, I think, would be a really strong one too. Not so much right now, though. For boss battle. Different for feud and that kind of stuff. Lex is... Goldie, watch Goldie's video on Lex. Definitely interesting with the drip plate. Especially doing, I think she used this, right? The double... This thing. Probably. I would assume some version of this would be my guess. Lex is kind of interesting in general. So Bulldog, you'd want him 6-star. Boss battle, I'm assuming you don't have the drip plate. I mean, if you don't have him 6-star, doesn't matter. But right here with the yellow snowfall gems. Vic, Hall of Fame taker's good. He's not great, right? Like, it's simply, he's always, like, if there's ever blue, he'll be amazing. If there's ever blast gem, he'll be amazing. The thing with Hall of Fame taker is he's just consistently good damage, and Hall of Fame tokens were easy to come by for me, and I didn't have anyone else I was close to at aggressive, so it all made sense. Titan plate helps. 200% more every turn, but you only get so many in. So, I mean, like, he's doing, like, he'll probably do, like, 3 million on the first one, and he'll slowly grow. By turn 3, he'll probably do, like, 8 or 10 million. He's not going to set the world on fire unless they do blue or blast gem. If they do blue or blast gem, then he's going to be amazing, right? So, Motu Ray, I haven't played in a while. As long as he doesn't give up his turns and recycles Beanie, he would be great. Same sort of thing. like we were talking about with Woods. I don't know if he has to give up his turn to keep going, though. I can't remember, because I haven't played him in a minute. As for people that missed out on Ray, since we're getting closer to the end of the stream, so really, there's two things you can do with Ray. Finisher damage is big. This isn't perfectly set up for the finisher, but it is. You can hit 3 to 4 million with this finisher at 6-star. Bells and whistles, you could probably hit 5 million with this finisher. If you wanted to do the sub first into the finisher, it'd be even more. You do have to worry about hitting a blast gem after the sub, so I would do it like this. Yeah, Hall of Fame Snoop will be solid for sure. His animations are a little bit slow, Truth Nation. But if he's your only 5-star gold, certainly that will be your best bet, and he's solid, right? Because you get a 500% buff to greens, so he's solid. NWO plate would definitely be the way I would go. I don't really need to hit that one. It's not doing a heck of a lot. And that's going to get that blue, that blue. There's hardly any blue and red, sadly. So let's hope for some cascade action. This is all going to blow all that. It really doesn't matter because I don't know what I'm going to hit at the top. So at this point, managed not to cascade. So 3 million. The finisher's 2.5 million without a tier 5 medal and priest. So the finisher hits quite hard. Earlier I was doing it without using the sub. Doesn't really matter. You can recycle it either way as long as the gems are on the board. You could use the Juggernaut move to completely bail you out of that. You can also set him up for Juggernaut gem damage, and then you can set him up for multiply damage. The Juggernaut gem you saw in my preview, he hit for like 7 million in my preview. I think we got a 12 million hit at 6-star. I think 10 million is going to be more realistic, so you can watch my preview if you want to see that, since we're coming to the end and we're talking boss battle. But the triple black is a very consistent 6 mil. Recycles as long as there's one black gem in the 2 rows, so very unlikely you won't recycle. You can also do a variation that hits basically the same hardness using 2 MP trainers, and the blue choose red move. That was hitting for about the same. Either way, it was about the same. But I can show you. The triple black, the benefit to that, his plate doesn't matter. So I would say head games or cheap shot. His plate literally doesn't matter. So that's quite nice. And it's just a lot of the characters' cards now are going to be this mode where they're going to hit, it seems like kind of like a capped high damage. That will make you need a second turn. Nothing wrong with that. I'm okay with that. As far as powerhouses go, I would take him into feud before I take KO. Why am I doing this? I do think Seth is better. And he's better than Hall of Fame Taker. It is probably wasted, but yes, Evo, you could for the... You could, I mean, like, I feel like the crit and the botch gems from head games, you could argue, you know what I mean? But yeah, you could, I suppose. You're not wrong. Right now, it does feel like a huge waste because it's game changing on a lot of people, more on a level different than him. But yeah, I mean, you could also run Escape Artist too if you didn't want to worry about sub people. Yeah, If you don't have Matt, it was almost the same damage to run Balor, which was nice to see. And instead of Mherex, actually, I don't know, Scon. I think it's only one. It's kind of a weird blitz. You don't get the prize wall medallions unless you have Orton, so it's I don't really know what they're going for this month. So if you remember, last year's zombie event was horrible until the last week, and then the last week, if you were in a faction that finishes stuff, you likely got Zombie Brian's gear, and a Z plate, all in the last week, plus there was a good prize wall. This month, well, yeah, you get faction points, so you need to do the blitz, but there's not a lot. Like, I'm assuming this is going to be like that, and if we don't get that final last week, it's going to be really crappy. Which, a lot of the... To me, the game has shifted much more towards paywalled. $100 most of the time doesn't do anything anymore. Like, literally. So I don't do hardly any spending anymore. So Ray's really simple. Your multiplies above and below. You can see we have 3 stupid loot box gems. We do have 1 black, 1 red, so it would recycle. And then you turn the middle row red. Red is obviously your primary damage. No blue, so Snoop isn't helping us here. Mherex would have been better on the blue, just the 1 red and then the red in the middle. You can also run JBL. See, that was a horrible hit. That's the worst one I think I ran with that. I didn't pay attention. I don't remember if I got Riddle or not. I'll find out later. Yeah, I just not... With the way, like... I don't see a reason to spend really most of the time now. For me. That's just where I'm at. Yes. So, and it's not as good as some of the other ones, Evo. We had better carrots last month's Blitz so far. This is much better. Couple red, 4 red, 2 blue. Much better. I mean, really, I'd just be saying they all suck, Zandale. The loots have been, gosh, awful. Almost unilaterally. I mean, mostly, literally, the past 4 months, the news would mostly be talking about what was wrong, what was glitched, how crappy the loots were. I mean, like, legitimately. It's not been good. I don't even like the backstage pass most of the time, other than using it for shards there to help you get solo MLC points. I mean, the Showdown scrimmage prize walls have been crappy compared to 4 months ago, like 5 months ago, or 6 months when it first debuted. It's gotten worse every month. Feud prize wall has basically went away. When it's there, it's horrible. You used to get in the Flash feud shards of every single character for the month. We had like 3 or 4 months where we're getting shards for all the characters in the month. That went away. Now, most all of the cards are 1,200 of 2,000 if you're in a decent faction and you have a big roster. You end up 1,200 of 2,000 shards if you don't spend. If you're not in a faction that competes well and you don't have a big roster, you're basically 800 of 2,000 shards if you don't spend. Last month, I didn't get any of the extra characters. I doubt I will this month. I was close on Lashley, but I didn't want to spend. The Showdown Scrimmage, if you want to get a superstar, is the best one, typically. If it's a black gem damage coach, I may throw 20 bucks at it if it gets me the character for the Showdown Scrimmage. If it doesn't, I won't bother. I won't do more than that. But at the same time, I have Bree with +2. I can survive without +3. I already have Zombie Foley. I don't know who it would have to be to make me really, really, really super interested in the zombie. I mean, like, I don't care about, you know, Ray Orton. I like RK Bro Orton more anyway. Yeah, I don't know. Like, the free cards have been more interesting to me, to be honest. Riddle at Trickster. I bet you can't name 4 Tricksters that would be better at 6-star than the free Riddle. That would probably do it, Zandel. That would probably do it. You might not even be able to name 3 that I agree with. Umaga Head and Shoulders is the Trickster. Not even close. So I got Rocker Sean, and that is the Sean for me. Rocker Sean was my childhood. They're not going to make a better Sean than Rocker Sean. Yes on Umaga. I have theory, and I honestly, at this point, cannot swear to you I would take theory over Riddle. Definitely not Kali, he can miss. Theory's bleed goes to 1 million for 3 turns, so he's pretty much a turn 2 clear bleed out win. And Riddle on turn 2 is going to be ridiculous. And definitely, so Ricochet is Cascade prone. You have to play him for turn 2, and Riddle has a huge gem buff to his primary color. And he's going to be easier to take up. And he's NXT. I don't think I would take... I definitely wouldn't. I have Ricochet too. I have his strap. I have Purple Running Wilds. I wouldn't take Ricochet over Riddle. I don't see a reason to. You could argue, like Evolution just said, Umaga is way better. It's not even close. Like, to me, Umaga is great. Yes and no, Team Hella Hard. Yes and no. Depending on what you're going for, he's not gonna lose. Frickin' yeah! If they, I wish he could do more Juggernaut gems. That is the most fun way to play. I think everyone saw it, Brother Ray. Yeah, Rocker is stupid. Like, literally stupid. He's so good, it's not even close. Number 2 would be Cody. Yeah, what Evo said. The blitzes, Brian, the blitz, even if you look at what's in the prize wall for that blitz, anyone that has the stuff needed to get to the prizes already has all the prizes. It doesn't make sense. Evo, probably be less painful if the health steal perk comes back next month. 100% to his health steal is pretty substantial, especially if you have Nakamura with another 100%. That would probably speed him up significantly. And I know you have Nakamura. Warrior, hands down. Brian, there is a Zombie Hogan for 300,000 that you won't get enough to get. Otherwise, a Zombie Triple H. Other than that, everything is old zombies. And Zombie Triple H is not that big a deal anymore. Unless you don't have him and you want him. Yeah. Zombie Hulk is not that impressive. So anyway, this Ray is really good. I didn't switch to the Double Fury. So you're not seeing him with double Fury either. But he's just consistent. If you got Fury 2s, this moveset should hit 5 to 6 million all the time. Very low odd of not recycling, as long as there's a black in one of those 2 rows. You can also, like I said, do double MP and run a variation of that. I have no idea, Sensei. I have no idea. I wish I knew. So you can also do this, which is almost the same. And go double MP trainer. Correct. This is a full star max level. So you'll likely have 5-star and lose a little bit, probably 500k, 250 to 500k, as long as you level them all the way up. But like, I do think like where he fits in, ease of use and stuff, right up there after Mutant Seth for powerhouses. I do think for feud he's better than KO. That's ridiculous, Meat Key. I cannot imagine. Ridiculous. Did I put the wrong move in? I think I put the wrong move in. We're gonna find out when I screw this up. Because that's supposed to be the blast gem move. I did. Well, disregard this damage. Anyway, this moveset can hit hard too. No one else is streaming champions. I'm gonna get dinner, and I don't want to hear any Raw spoilers because I can't watch till tomorrow. So there's that. We'll do this. And next week I'll see about another 6-star. Riddle might be interesting because I don't think a lot of people see it. So, I'll see about maybe getting Riddle. For next Monday. We'll see what's going on in the game, but that would be fun. I would enjoy that because I really like him. We did, HBK. Also, how are you? That guy used to be in my faction, HBK Devil Dog. We had a great time. It was very tiring, but very fun. That would be great too. I think Dom's amazing, assuming you have a Z plate, and then if you get Ray, it'll certainly help. Again, at tech, I think he's gonna be most people's best tech, unless you have Razer or DX Triple H or Snoop with all the bells and whistles. Hey, ×5. Let's go. Dom is just really, really good. Something, right? Honestly, to be fair, the free cards have been amazing. And not just for one build set. Most of them have multiple build sets. Dom, a little less so this month, but he's really strong. I mean, like, Riddle has been great with multiple move sets and a lot of fun to play. Otis was great. The free cards have all been fantastic. So props to Chappie. I would love to talk to that guy. I would give anything to talk to him. But on designing these free cards with making them strong without being like completely OP'd and still usable, has to help a ton of players with the game, especially the way it's at now and being really hard to get new superstars lately. So big fan of the freebies most months lately. Otis is 5-star for me, I think, unless I forgot to click him. Riddle is 5-star because he was ready in time for this. Dom is going to go all the way to 6 because of the coach, and he's really good. I think Riddle will probably end up there too. This trap is really good and really fun. And not just that, triple blue, you buff your purple gem damage, and you make the whole board. Throw Shamrock in their color turn, so you buff your gems all over the place. Blow up the freaking board in purples. I have asked, Sensei. I will continue to ask. But I have asked. Sammy is my favorite thing in wrestling right now. Also, no spoilers. I'm gonna go. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you being on. We'll do it again next week. Thank you so much. Take care, and good luck out there.